I'm trying to take you down. And I know all about the past girls coming in college. She sang, hello. Actually, we made you sing together. She did. So popular. She was. I liked her. And who were the girls that sang Ice Cream? J.S. J.S. That's my girls. Yeah. Oh, that just made me live. That's one of my, J.S. was my favorite girls. I got them all back at one. iTunes, somebody playlist and stuff. Yes. Yes. That's music. Yo, what's good? We talking and shit, and I'm realizing y'all the air. But what's good? How you been? Hoping everything is good and great. It's been a week since we've talked to you guys, and a week last time. Yeah, a week since. Well, yeah, it's been. Oh no, it hasn't been a week. It's been 2 weeks. I'm sorry, because we went. It's been 2 weeks. Well, this will be 2 weeks. We haven't talked to you guys in a week. Because remember, we told y'all that we would be. We was going somewhere last Sunday, and that we wouldn't be recording, so we was gonna catch y'all this Sunday, which is the day before the 1st of May. So, and I think April. It's funny how each month has kind of went out in its own style. Because it seems like April was going out where her showers, but she's still going out. Yo, that was the download. That had to be the download. Is that what? Because then that was confirmation. It's so awesome. That's what it was. It's going out in its own. Each month has went out with its bang. Like each month has went out with what it's known for. It's so crazy. Like it's so crazy. It's just making me feel like it's giving wash. Like now, like everything's on wash now. It's like, because I mean, I think it did rain a cute amount of times this month, but it really rained this latest couple days. It rained. It rained, guys. It rained. It did. But all the way from Philadelphia, if you don't know, you will soon. It's your girls, Jordan B. and Bambi D. And we are Transparent Energy. And this is the podcast of all podcasts. Streaming on all platforms. On all listening platforms. Well, because not all platforms, but I mean, visually, it's just YouTube. But all listening platforms as far as audio. I mean, we're on Instagram too. I mean, we're on all platforms. Yeah, platforms that's easily accessible. Yes. But guys, it's been great. I don't think we're back up in Me too. I'm talking a little shit with you guys. It's definitely been a little limited. Wait to come back up here because we got so much to talk about. So much to get into. But if you are, this is your first time tuning into Transparent Energy, this is a podcast where we just bust it up, where we have fun. We talk about so many different things, from love to life to healing to I know you hear that a lot, to evolving and change different things, but listen, we are targeting our own audience. So look, it is what it is. This is definitely one of them kind of podcasts where we uplift, where we enlighten, where we inform, we let you guys know what's good, what it is, how we talk about everything from hot topics to food to love to relationships, just so many different things. So everything in between, what's going on around the world, what's going on in your neighborhood, you know, because everything needs. Look, information is prevalent. And listen, and two people can't just reach. I mean, look, we all can't be at one place at one time. So obviously, you know, some people need to hear from different sources. Look, if they can't hear it over there, they'll hear from here. If they don't hear from here, hear from somewhere else. And that's, so at least we'll be a part of where you'll hear it from and where you'll see it from. So thanks for tuning in again, guys, because we definitely appreciate it. We always appreciate the love that you guys give us. The ones that when you guys see us, you'll come up and let us know how our energy is and how great things are that you guys see in our episodes and stuff like that. So thanks again for tuning in. And really quick, I want to give a really quick shout out to two people. My sister Erica, you've been watching. She loves you. She loves what we have. Oh, she has so much to say. Hey, Erica, what's good? So much to say. She loves it. Is especially the dynamic and what we give, what we bring. She can't emphasize enough how beautiful we are. Thank you, Erica. Thank you. And like I said, look, this is no filter. No. So this is no filter at all. Y'all catching the real. Y'all are seeing what y'all seeing. But yeah, she definitely loves how we roll off of each other. She's like, you guys are so natural, and it's a rarity. Yeah. And especially girls like us. You know that in this kind of forum, in this kind of positive light. Like, I mean,
that's real and transparent.
Yeah, not faking phone baloney.
And I'm other shout out to my other friend Carlos, little army grunt. That's all I'm gonna say.
Discretion, always got
discretion is key.
Big. Anyway, my girl is the one. But long story short, y'all. First of all, you know how we start off our pod. Before we go any further, we got to bless the atmosphere with some great energy, with some good words to permeate our souls, to let us know how great, how beautiful, how awesome we are. So, of course, we're going to do our affirmations first, and then we're going to go straight into everything. So, you want to start or you want me to start this week?
Yeah, start.
I can start. Okay. Well, I don't even need to look at it because it's been in my mind so much. This last few hours, it's been permeating myself. So, we are beautiful.
We are beautiful.
Well, maybe because my head was sorry, I was dealing. I'm sorry, here you go. We are bold.
We are bold.
She thought she knew about it, but no, but okay. We are intelligent.
We are intelligent.
We are talented.
We are talented.
And I do want to add this one so I guess I can add it. We are gifted.
We are gifted.
Yo, I brought the chair. So I'm just sitting. And y'all can only see the chair, but look, it's doing what it's doing.
Okay, so we are thankful.
We are thankful, yes. We are thankful. We are thankful. We are thankful.
And I just can't say that enough.
Girl, I had a moment just the other day where I was thinking, God, about so much stuff. We are thankful. We are. I love that. Go ahead.
We are full of life because we are the breath of life.
We are full of life because we are the breath of life.
We are confident in our consciousness.
We are confident in our consciousness.
We are loved.
We are loved.
And finally, we are agents of truth.
We are agents of truth. Yes.
Here we are. Now, I know some of you probably picking up on my voice. I'm sounding a little raspy and stuff. I had a full week or two.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. And it's raining, guys. It's that's what I said. It's been raining for the last few days. So
and
she's been out.
I've had a full week, so
well, you want to talk about let's start talking about how our New Year trip was. Let's talk about that first.
Well, no, first I want to talk about our theater trip. Because when we went to go see A.O.S. and the kids.
Oh yeah. That's good.
Yeah, so we went to, there's this safe haven here in Philadelphia called the Ark of Safety.
Shout out to the Ark of Safety.
And
ran by director Tatiana Woodard. Tatiana Woodard, I'm about to give you all her Facebook name, but Tatiana Woodard, but her name is Tatiana Woodard Ali on Facebook. But her and Bishop Romaine Gibbs, who's a part of NORC. Shout out to you guys for the Ark of Safety, Safe Haven, and
they do a good job with the youth. What I thought was the youth, but it seems like they cater to all ages.
Yeah. Like, what you think? But I mean, I don't know about all ages, but I think like teenagers.
Well, and we.
Oh, yeah.
Mom, the lady. Well, mom. That's what she said. She was.
Oh, she's young, right?
She said she was the oldest one in there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not talking about the old here. I'm talking about as far as young, because I do remember that girl. She was young.
Oh yeah, she was about 18.
Okay, so I don't know. Remember you saying all ages, but I don't want people to think like you can just go in there and you know.
Correct.
No,
yeah,
so I do believe that kind of scene.
Yeah, I do believe it's probably like from like 18.
18 on up.
18 on up. Right.
Probably even 17.
Right. But they do a good job with housing people who struggle with substance abuse, homelessness. I don't want to say shunning, but being just put out, turned away in the world.
To do with people that need help,
And they genuinely do it, and they do a great job. But we had went to see a documentary on...
It was Friday.
The Ark of Safety. Was it a Friday?
It was Friday.
I think it was Thursday. Friday. I'm not exactly sure. Don't quote me on it because, like I said, I had a full week. But,
it was definitely, it was definitely, I think it was probably Thursday. I don't know, but I remember it was one of them days where I think I was already out or something, or already off.
No, we were both out actually because okay, wait, let me wrap this up because all that ties in together.
Okay.
So if at least that's what my mind.
We're bad with dates. Well, not we're bad with dates, but right now in this moment we're bad with it because I forgot exactly what day it was, but it was towards the end of the week. It was definitely the Thursday and Friday.
Right. But the Arc of Safety had a beautiful red carpet event of a documentary showing their residents, explaining, what goes on there. And it was a really nice turnout. Naturally, a movie is a movie, a theater is a theater, and there were some unnecessary giggles and chatter here and there and opinions. But overall, it was excellent, and I really enjoy seeing what the Arc of Safety is doing with Philadelphia, especially being in North Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a bad.
It doesn't have the best reputation.
It doesn't have the best reputation.
But it's definitely being gentrified. So they're definitely now. But I know a lot of people is gagging that them like nice houses is only around the corner from them other houses that it's a lot. But yeah.
But shout out to the Arc of Safety. Keep doing your thing. We love it, and hopefully one day we can get someone over here to talk and get further details, because there might be somebody out there who may need help, and might be too proud. But
don't be too proud. Don't ever be too proud, because if you need help, like I said, it's better than being out here on the streets just wandering aimlessly, not knowing. You know what I mean? Like we don't. And sometimes we be in situations, and sometimes we make it worse by not asking for help or not. I do get that you have to be careful on who you go to help for, because everybody don't have your best interest at heart. Some people do just want to know your business. Some people aren't really caring or concerned.
I know.
But yeah.
I know, sir. Not yet. But
thanks again, Arc of Safety.
Thanks for Arc of Safety.
We appreciate it, and we just hope that more different establishments pop up that will cater to our communities, and because it's room. It's a lot of people out here that need help, and I hope that we start getting the help that our communities need. We need so many more rehabilitation centers. We need so many more homeless shelters. We need so many more transition homes. We need so many things, and we need them to cater to different groups, because there's a lot of different groups. Like, of course, we can't all cater to one group, but just putting it out there that that is needed in our communities, especially with the drugs and the mental illness running rampant in our communities right now, especially the drugs. Like, we need some more rehabilitation centers and places where people can get themselves together and not giving these people a place where they can just do the drugs. Because that's the funny part. Like, y'all give these people a place where safety drop boxes where y'all got with. We're not going to go too far in it, but it is just funny how, and I will always say it because I've said it before. I don't know if it's on this pod, but I've said it before. For those of you who know, like, it's funny how, due to the fact that this drug epidemic caters more to the fair skin and to our people, more so, or people that do it, it seemed like they cater to. But when our folk was out there on that crack, when they put that crack in the neighborhoods, and our people was out here wilding, and it was campaigns, it was crack is whack, it was celebrities coming together singing songs, it was all kind of shit. Right. But now that it's catered to a different demographic, now it's like shh. Now it's starting, because wait, let's talk about real quick. Since we're talking about it, let's talk about that thing you sent me, where they're trying to highlight Philadelphia as being the mecca of this new drug trend that people are taking, that is supposed to be the new heroin, because from what they say, the transportation that the U.S. been normally getting from another country has stopped, so they don't get the heroin that they normally get imported here. So because we don't really have good ties with that country no more. So now
that country, what country? That country.
No,
That country.
No, who accident? It's not that country though. It's definitely not that one. Hey,
I'm trying to be.
but look, it's vetting is one of them. So we just gotta be careful what we say sometimes. But due to the drugs that normally the heroin that normally gets imported here, which we don't get anymore due to our our relationship with them. Now they bring in the fentanyl. Because remember, it was fentanyl just a little while ago, and this is why.
And it's still prevalent.
And now they're mixing the fentanyl with animal tranquilizer, like basically like Special K and stuff like this. So it's like that powder that you get from the K.
What are they doing with this? I mean, I know you wouldn't know, but
and this makes me, and I'm gonna be very transparent for a moment. This makes me, excuse me,
because I can't seem to understand. Once upon a time, and I want to be transparent right along with you. Once upon a time, I did certain things because it seemed to heighten the activity of certain sexual endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
If I can be transparent. And
it puts you in the mood.
Yeah, but I just don't understand what is a horse tranquilizer.
I'm gonna say from my moment, my transparent moment, I'm gonna say that I just thank God that I stopped doing the drugs that I used to do when I used to do it. It wasn't heroin, it wasn't that, but it was definitely cocaine. It was a powdery form, and pills. Like I said, I used to do pills real heavy. So just even I just thank God because that's where they're putting it at. You know what I mean? They are putting it in these kind of substances. And I said, and you got to just know where you're getting. Like, if you have your own known source and where you get your stuff from, don't be trying it out different places. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you are going to indulge and do your thing, because there's never no judgment here. But I'm just thankful for me that I stopped because the way I used to be I was one of the people that I have addictive personality. So when I used to want it, you know what I mean? And I'm going to go. So like I said, for me, I knew that I didn't have a limit sometimes.
So in the sense, would you say at this point, it's not even about, it's more so about the high or the rush. It's not even about a compound, because like I was saying, like, I could see some people doing, let me do this drug to help me get better.
For the party. That's what we used to really do it for. Like I said, I don't think anytime, I never did it for sex. It was just a part of the drug, being high and stuff, being lit. Like sometimes that'll be the way to come down, or that would just be in the freaky mode, especially during the drug like pills and stuff like that. Those are drugs that make you want to have sex. Like pill, cocaine. It kind of heightens for certain people their sex drive.
Right.
I know for me it did, and I used to want to get it in. When I did, but when I did drugs, it was to have fun. It was to normally go out. When we did go out to the club, I mean, I did have the moment, when I was doing my occupation at the time, sometimes stay up to, so you can make sure you got that coin,
right?
Make sure that you ain't miss it, and make sure that you was active. Because sometimes too, it would be like a thing where a superstition. Sometimes where we would say, if we popped it, once we popped it, we knew that we would have a fab night. It would be like, girl, we know as soon as we get them, because we would be in the groove, we would be kind of calling that good energy, and then one of them right calls would come, and we really giving like selling it, and you gonna get them extra bucks. You know what I'm saying? So it all entails, but I'm just thankful that we stopped. For those that have, those that still do, just be careful. But those that like look, because this shrink is like zombifying.
It has to.
I peep like whoa.
It has to be, because when you're talking about I'm thinking like when you're talking about cocaine and pills, those are uppers.
Yeah.
So the only thing I think of, anything with that's a tranquilizer is to
trying to
put me down, and that can be very detrimental. I don't know if a lot of people know, but
I'm gonna call her.
My mom is calling me, you guys.
She called her first. So she probably just called her back. Damn, she needed.
And but a lot of people don't know, like, tranquilizers are very detrimental. It's very unnatural to slow the heartbeat down, and when the heartbeat is slowed down, like, you could be dead. But still be alive. In a sense, like for me, I was in a bad accident and years ago, and I was alive, but my heartbeat was so slow that it wasn't producing enough oxygen. Therefore, I was pronounced dead, and I had to be induced. You know, but tranks are fucking dangerous, and I'm not saying that because I did tranks, but
it puts you down.
So
what do you do? That's why they be probably falling over. But what makes it even worse is, like how we said before, how it's making, due to the fact that the people are doing it so much. Because first of all, it's not like heroin. Because heroin, they could be high for hours and then they have to do no more. But with this drug, it's like they were saying something about they only last every couple hours, like a couple like probably a couple minutes from hour. So they want that high back again. The high is so good, but what's making it worse is they, first of all, they're injecting themselves with these needles in all over the place, in all these different vein spots all over the place. You can see the needle marks in their necks, in their backs,
worse
all
than
over.
That.
Wait, let me finish. Not only that, but I guess due to how much you do now, it's causing, like, the side effects are the blown up hands that look like cartoons. You start looking like cartoon hands. Then it's like, not only is it like cartoon hands, but they start to make they gotta start getting their hands and stuff amputated. Like, it gets to that point where they start either getting their legs amputated, their feet. Like, it gives mummy.
And legions.
Yeah. But not mummy, I'm sorry. It gives zombie. Like how they say to be having a zombie accompaniment. That's probably what they meant. Like the way our people is going. And now it's about to go worldwide. Now, they're just saying, because it was just a post up yesterday where they said, not worldwide, but in the U.S., they said states need to start getting prepared for the new drug trend that's about to hit the streets. And I think they just did this. They started here. And because it's been in Kensington for a minute. But not. Yeah, it's been in Kensington for years.
It's been here long enough.
We've been highlighting it for a long time.
Remember the whole, what was going on in South Philly when they wanted to put up the whole safe haven and had the addicts go there. And in South Philly, the residents, you know, they gathered together and said, no, put that.
The Matthias. The Italians said, no, y'all won't bring that stuff down here. No. They said, no, they said, take that stuff home. Like, we not, take that back up here. Like, take that.
It's just so funny, like, the
Italians crying.
But it's just so funny. The irony is, you see how they banded together
and got something done.
What is going on right now? What is going on right now? I'm losing it here. Okay. But it's so funny how the irony, they can get together and get something done. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want a methadone. They don't want a methadone clinic in their neighborhood. That's fine. But why is it that when we get together and band it together,
it's dismantled, it's made to be a mockery, it's made to be a joke, it's made to be look like we don't have the right, you know, or like it doesn't concern us, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
It's ridiculous because there's this black party. Help me with my mic. I'm all disheveled here.
This piece came off, that's why.
I said I'm all disheveled. But these black people in this one neighborhood, I believe it was in Chicago, they went into like a lot store, a variety store, and they basically protested that the owners of them pack up and get out of their neighborhood because they basically decided that as a community, as a town, you know, with all other black businesses, they don't want anybody else coming in and basically saying, you know, basically making money off of us. And they weren't rude about it. You know, they did offer a stipend of like, you know, we won't buy you out, but we don't want you here. You know, and they were basically looked at as, you know, bad or anybody that's the disruptive. They're trying to mess up their business or whatever.
Well, like I said, we won't spend too much time on that, but that, like I said, y'all, please be careful because this drug is really out here, really crazy, and it's heavy on the streets. And like I said, and just even people that do different things, just make sure you stay with your main connect. Don't go in places that you don't know. Like, it's not really safe out here because people don't care. People care about their money. Like, they don't care about none of this stuff killing anybody. They don't care about the after effects. They making money. I know they're making a lot of money now because it's so addictive to these people. It's so addictive. Like, it's worse than, I think, crack. And what makes it more worse and more dangerous is because, like, these people are using needles and leaving them on the streets. Like, the needles are becoming the new cigarette butts.
Yeah, and it's disgusting.
If you go to certain neighborhoods, like, thank God it's not everywhere, but it's starting to trickle places because people are going to this specific location to get it and coming back to their home and coming to the neighborhood. So then you start to see the people in the neighborhood that start doing it because they start, you know what I mean? You start thinking, I know, even up around here a little bit, it's starting to be a lot, like, I'm starting to see a little bit more people, like, that get down up here. And they just had a whole thing a couple weeks ago, probably like a month ago up here. Someone had fentanyl in their house, and they had to come. Yeah, and they had to come. The news was up here. The
and I was watching it on the Citizens ad.
Yeah, it was on the whole what's the name was shut down.
They were probably in there cooking it because the fumes and stuff.
Somebody died, and the rest of them was knocked over with the powder all on them. That's why they had to go in there with suits on, with hazmat suits, to make sure it wasn't, because it is it's a hazardous material. You're not supposed to be using it. Like, the small little bit can kill you. Like, so imagine them doing it in large amounts. How it's just killing them. Like, straight, like,
it's so sad. But here at Transparent Energy, we can't tell you what to do. But with our experience, we might just tell you how to do it. Yeah. Just be safe about it.
Just be safe about it.
But like you said, we had we had a full week, like we said. So we ended up going to New York Sunday and coming home and rolling over until Monday morning. We went to OTA.
Well, the spot where they have OTA.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't OTA that night. It was Jack Mizrahi's, for those that are in the ballroom scene.
Oh, it was the Rumble Ball.
It was the Rumble Ball, 98, and I haven't been in one in years. I haven't even been out in years.
Yes, how did
it felt good to be out. I definitely had fun with my girlie, of course. It felt just good being out, not in Philly, because you know, I'm like, I didn't wore Philly out as far as our scene and just in general here. So, like I said, and as y'all know that do know me, I've been really on my chill. I don't really party or go out or do nothing really much. I just work. I come home. You know, I do my duties. I do my does, but. We made that a thing because we definitely want to go to OTA. We're still going to make our OTA trip on Monday because that looks really hot. It looks fun. It looks like it's definitely a vibe. The place was actually a little bit, that actual part right there was actually a little bit smaller than what I thought. I mean, a little bit smaller than what I thought. A little bit bigger. Maybe it was just that side that was on. I mean, it's still big, but I think one of them sides that I seen was on, I think it was the other side that I was looking, but it was close. It wasn't nobody on that side at that moment. But still, up and all, that place was nice. It was Jack Mizrahi's on the board. It was really nice.
It was cute. It was cute. I really loved it. I thought it was bigger, actually, from what I thought. You know, I watched the OTAs on streaming, and I only thought it was
that one room,
an entrance, the gates in the circle, and the stairs.
That's what I thought.
I always thought it was that, and I gagged to see it was like. It was giving boom boom room. I love the fact that they had it outside
and we could smoke. And you know, New York, you can smoke the herbal refreshments. So you can get your life, and you can, you know what I'm saying, that's the new cigarette, and which is I'm so thankful because. But you know, every place does it. It's not legalized here in Philly. You can't do that here in Philly, but.
But yeah, they had the drinks and everything was good. I loved the venue. I also love seeing people that I always watched but never met. Big shout out to Josephine. I love you, Josephine. One day you're gonna watch this and you're gonna know you're loved all around the world.
No matter if you can't land them dips, girl, we love you. Because you definitely keep the spirit. Like sometimes, like that's sometimes what needs to be like. First of all, laughter is good for the soul. Laughter is good for the soul, and sometimes it's just fun seeing. She be having her ball.
And remember, we talked about there are different avenues to get things done. See, I'm gonna play off your words. We're so used to people landing their dips. We haven't even mentally elevated to the point of planting our dips. Shout out to Josephine, the inventor of planting our dips, because she takes her time, darling. And that's what a real florist does. A gardener, darling. They take their time. Mother, plant her dips. I love. But
Yo, you see, we love the laugh. I love it. And see, and you know what? And I was feeling so. See, and this is how you know that certain things is just be meant to happen in the moments, because like just because it's been a gloomy day today. The rain has been gloomy. I've been feeling a little bit down. Personal reasons. She's been underneath the weather, but the laughter is what is just making me feel so much better about her so far. So I believe we should. I love.
We also wild in
I love the laugh. Okay, we love the
wild in New York. The smoke shop.
Oh yeah, like that's nuts. That's crazy you said that. I thought in my mind it skipped the fact. Yeah, but smoke shops everywhere. Like you can really go there and get your weed, you know.
Straight.
But ain't that messed up to a certain degree though? That somebody got, like how they say, they need to start really going through some of these cases with a lot of the guys that are locked up in these cities, especially the cities that have legalized marijuana, and get them out of jail. If they are sentenced or they are in jail because of some weed charges, and your city now has legalized marijuana, I think it's time to let them people go.
That's the real. I can't agree with you more.
It's time, unfortunately, especially if that's all they've been. Some people that's in there for only quarters and dimes.
They ain't doing that. You know. And you know why. You know.
And you know why.
With that, yeah, it's still
with that as the premise.
And New York was good. New York was great. We loved it. But most of all, I think I was more excited than you. Juju took her exam, and I didn't want to. Sometimes I get excited for my friends because I genuinely love love. Like I love happiness. I love excitement. So I already knew she was nervous about her results. I went to go meet her after
well, would I take a test for first, or you can't gotta get a little extra? I took a test for my job because she definitely close to me. She eased that in me.
I did ease it there, but if you was watching last week, then you. But go on, give them.
Oh, I did mention it.
We talked. Well, not last week. Our last episode, we talked about you getting ready to take.
Okay, yes, I took my serve safe just this past the week before last. The same week we went to New York. I took my serve safe. And I passed, guys.
And she
passed. And I serve safe. It's for those that work in the.
She's growing, still elevating, shining brightly. Period. Okay, it's over. Over, Theo. You can't catch up now. Just look other way. Look other way. Look other way else. Other way. You can't catch up.
But listen, the serve safes are, for those that don't know, are just it's just like a certification for when you are in the food industry, because that's what I do right now as I'm working. And it just certifies that you know what to do and how to keep an establishment from getting foodborne illnesses and stuff like that. And
in other words,
how to run it. And I can go anywhere with it. You can use it anywhere, any restaurant, any food thing. And like I said, you go back and take the test out there every 5 years or 3 years or something like that. But it definitely is a notch in my belt, because that's what we need in order for us to get now promoted to supervisors, which is the next step. and because after supervisor, then it's manager, then whatever else manager. But I'm already a lead in my job right now. But this would be a supervisor position, which is be next. And yeah, so.
Period. My girl is certified to not have to eat anything from anybody. You understand? She's certified. No, thank you. I don't want. No, thank you.
I can have my own.
She's certified. She don't have. It's not rude when you certify. She don't have to shake it. She come to the cookout. She don't. That's cross contamination.
Oh, that's cross contamination.
That's
been sitting out too long.
Yeah, my girl's been certified
in the hot zone.
That's been okay.
Okay.
Her black card has been laminated. Okay, she's not black. She's blonde. Blonde. She's blonde.
But okay, let's get into some topics. Some things today, because
what was really big?
that just happened.
That just happened. Unfortunately, after all the many years, after all the she's and things and crazy,
all the fights
and
all the
bees and the bosoms and
I'm definitely gonna get my picture comments
and the comments and questions from the audience and his final thought. How could we forget about his final thought?
Our boy
has had his final thought.
Because he was a judge. He
was a judge, a mayor.
He went from that force to being a judge. He had his own show, Judge Jerry. You know what?
Jerry had to stay on TV.
Jerry did his big one though. Jerry lived a lovely, beautiful life.
And
it was a lot of back and forth though, because some people feel like Jerry got big off of, I guess, our communities, our urban communities, by the fighting, by the saying that he did more detriment to our communities than
really.
Yeah, because he was big on fighting and big on bringing people on there for entertainment of cheating, the scandals, like even in the community, the LGBT community, trans women, and I know they was really. I seen a lot of few trans folks saying stuff like how Jerry kind of got life off of us, kind of just got his kicks and giggles off of trans people at a time where we were coming out to be taken serious, but by being on Jerry and having people, it was more like, I kind of understood in a way because how Jerry made it look like trans people always hide who they are in a way, in a time where I guess, because not like how it is now where the girls is out. Maybe I don't think it probably was even for that era. Maybe like for me, I think it just wasn't that time for it to be that on out there. But I do get what they mean. Like if you are trying, if the girls were trying to come out with it, come out on a better a better image, not hiding in.
But see, I see that for me, that argument does not fit the situation or the criteria, simply because it's a gimmick.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And when you know it's a gimmick, you either it waters down into opportunity. Mm-hmm. Now you can't be the devil's advocate and say, "Oh, Jerry put us in a bad light." If we called the show and knew the show. Now, I'm somebody personally, I have personal friends that I've sent on the show. Jamar, Diamond, Reese. I sent y'all on the show.
Name dropper.
Y'all, yeah. I'll pull up the episode.
The
episode is called Jamar. Those were my friends. But,
has Jerry been around since the 90s?
Yes, Jerry's been around a long time. But the thing that we cannot avoid is Jerry's show was a gimmick, and it was tokenized off of drama. Not black, not white, not trans. Drama. And that drama specifically surrounded, in the beginning Jerry days, surrounded around physical drama. Like Jerry Springer was one of the first talk shows that allowed people to fight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we already know it's a lot of the people in this world, mm-hmm. You know, so chance that you can get and probably want to go in front of TV or wear out that person that you're gonna
like you said, people called the show.
Yeah.
Y'all called up there.
Right.
So
don't
how your new show was getting into, like, you know what I mean? You didn't, and like you said, it was for entertainment, you know?
And very much so. You know.
I don't like I said, I thought it was definitely entertaining for me. I didn't look at it in that kind of way. I mean, I do believe there was some stories on there that could have been like,
of course. Right. I did think it was entertaining, but at the same time, you want to know something crazy?
Right.
I was that little kid, and I could not find myself. I could not ignore Jerry Springer when he would bring the trans girls on, because there was a truth, and I don't know. I could always see past the entertainment aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I never even if the storyline was like a whole like, oh, we didn't know, you can always kind of see into the character, like kind of they always knew.
Mm-hmm.
And if I look at it from my point, I wouldn't take it as like being victimized, like, oh, Jerry.
That's why I'm trying to find the words.
Like, Jerry made us look bad. I would actually say Jerry actually was one of the people in his position who gave us an opportunity.
And Maury, because Maury did too.
And Maury, yes.
Because Maury had them little competitions. Now, that one used to be hilarious. I ain't gonna lie, who's the man and who's not and all that. Oh, that used to be a key. That used to be a key.
But I feel like Jerry gave girls like us that opportunity, gave people, you know, and who live unfortunate in conditions that we can't even think of, airtime and opportunity into small town places and people like that. That means a lot. So I actually think Jerry went against the whole grain, and he succeeded in doing that by still maintaining his spot in the public eye. As you said, from TV host to judge to mayor to
a host of different things, and we don't know what he probably was doing behind the scenes
and producing, because
what he had his hand in.
I think he produced his
Steve Wilkins.
Yeah, yeah, you know. So Jerry is definitely
one more time for Jerry.
One more time for Jerry, because we love Jerry.
Jerry.
Perfect. Remember at the end of the old Jerry's, they used to be like, "Hi, I'm Bambi D, and I flew all the way in from Philadelphia to say, we love you, Jerry."
Jerry, thank you for your contributions to entertainment
and to our community.
What's next?
Next in celebrities, I don't know if you guys know, but my boy Django.
The Django. Who's Jamie Foxx?
Jamie, baby.
Has he been in for like 2 weeks?
When you take my money.
When I say that?
Huh? You take my money.
Oh, really? You say the one saying that?
Yeah, she's a trifling. But Jamie is...
She's a old.
I'm not going to listen to the news. I'm just giving my opinion, because, you know, that's what we do here at Transparent Energy. We don't pass judgment. But Jamie is not doing good, and Jamie is laying up in the hospital, and something's going on with him. And naturally, and it's all right, I don't think the family wants us to know, but I think it's very much, like, very deep. And you know how it's deeper than what they're trying to say. As deep as far as, like, censoring goes. Excuse me. You know, I believe he must have said something. And then after that, he's just been sick. Now, in my mind, I was thinking to myself, well, you know, because of the... Yeah, you know, because of that.
The jibby jabba. Because that's because like how they said, a lot of people were supposed to be experiencing certain things.
Well, you haven't noticed?
In the last 2 weeks. That's what we guys talk about.
At least five football players passed out, like died. I'm so serious. I get hot news. What is that? And every time it comes on, some young sports player, you know, collapses or passes out.
You think from there?
It has to be. And I'm not naive to it. It has to be. I never in the history of me not liking sports ever heard of so many sports players just dropping. That's not normal to me. And it's crazy because I have an older person in my life, and he always says things like, "I can tell when the government or those people do something in the world because it has no history to it."
Right. It's no paper trail.
Right.
There's no way you can. They erased all the traces of it.
Or it's something that just started. You know, my older friend, he's older, so he sometimes when we talk, he will say, "I remember," you know, to say, "I remember when AIDS came out," and he was like, "I hate to say it, like it was a brand new pair of sneakers." He was like, "But I was around 30 years, you know, during the whole sexual peak and flower power, you know," and and he was like, "Yeah, things was going around." He was like, "But there were precautions for that." He was like, "Go get a needle or you will go get a pill." He was like, "One day, this virus popped up," and he said he thought it was so strange that at the time when it was popped up, it was strategically or strictly targeted
to the LGBT. Well, to the gay men.
To the gay men, exactly. And he said that's when he knew. He was like, "That's when I knew the month."
They do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They do stuff like that.
But Jamie, we want a fast recovery.
Jamie.
Because I don't know what's going on in the world. But ooh, I don't know. Like we
well, remember it was something they want to talk about. Remember that that post that came across our timeline that I sent you about that boy, that influencer that was a Balenciaga fan. He was a Balenciaga fan. His name is like Chris something.
Isaiah.
No, that was his name, his real name, and it's something about
Isaiah was an influencer, a social influencer who had a big following. Well, he had a big passion for Balenciaga, and
he's a designer, and he wanted to work for them.
Well, what happened was he was the influencer first. He was a designer / influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
And he
would draw.
And he they picked up, at least from the story that I saw, they finally noticed him after.
No, he sent them a letter. Well, let me say it, and then you just chime in on it, because what happened was, because when I sent it to you, so you know I kind of got the.
Yeah, but you know when you send me stuff, I go deeper into it, and I.
Well, we both want to say it, but since I had brought it up, let me just. is what happened. This is what he was. Like I said, he was a designer influencer, and he designed designs, and he drew a lot of designs and inspiration to want to work for Balenciaga. So he had sent Balenciaga. No, Balenciaga had created. They had seen one of his, because he would always tell his followers to tag.
That's what I was saying.
Tag.
And then they seen it and picked him up.
They seen one of his designs and just copied it. Remember, they didn't even tell him. They just copied it. So when he seen it, he said that he was going to sue them for stealing his designs. So Balenciaga wrote him a letter apologizing, saying, "We're sorry, da-da-da. How about you come down to Florida or something?" It was first Florida first. And come meet, us and da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. Long story short, last time he was heard of was when he went to go see them.
But that's why I say they had picked him up, because he has videos of him walking.
Yeah, he was a model for a while. Like after he went with them, he was all over, and then he went even to Paris. But the last time they seen him was in somebody's mannequin. What so they say?
But yeah, so this guy's supposed to be embalmed and sitting in the Balenciaga store in Paris.
It's been a while. I think they've been moved out of, but it's coming back to surface. It's coming back up because it's already been, because that TikTok was from like last year or a year, like probably like last year sometime. But the boy went missing. He's still missing. His parents had already put out a thing for him. They say that every time that the story gets light or gets attention, they try to shun it, or they try to dim it down.
And I believe,
but this is finally coming back up. It's regurgitating each time, and he went missing. So a couple that was in Paris so happened to walk by the Balenciaga store,
a black woman,
and seen the mannequin that looks exactly like him. It's so lifelike. Like they said, it can't be. It's not a mannequin.
She didn't even call it a mannequin. She said it was. She
It
said
looks
it's
like
embalmed.
yeah, she said it looks like somebody's son. She said if your son is missing, he's here in Paris.
And you can hear
if
the
y'all
passion,
looking like
it wasn't.
She said that is looking at that boy hands. Like it looked it real. Like in it's a lot. It's a lot going on with that story.
There's another lady who's very underground. She doesn't have any followers or whatever. It was almost as if she was touring, came across the video, and went to decide to see it herself. And she has videos of her actually being inside the store and doing videos close up on his scalp, on his hands, on his fingertips to show what she's seen and attest that this
is not a mannequin.
Yeah, this is not a mannequin. And she said she tried to go back the next day.
It was going.
It wasn't going. There were guards, basically like store security, quickly ready to stop anybody if they were approaching the mannequins. And as you said, they're so good at trying to, sweep things up under or distract us from, the truth. What they did was, I guess, Balenciaga had heard about the story, what was going on, and their response was, we have several other mannequins, and these are 3D. That are 3D. These are a new such and such skin felt type.
And they said these mannequins not even.
But those ones don't look like
that real. Because it's like 3 or 4 models that had these mannequins.
And the Asian one didn't look like an Asian one. You understand? I mean, it looked like an Asian mannequin, but it did not look like an embalmed person
when it went bad.
Yeah, it's just sick, and you already know the dark
history because they say that Balenciaga allegedly they practice a lot of rituals and something, but we're gonna
leave it there.
Leave it there.
We
definitely gonna have that.
You said what?
I said we definitely gonna have to what's the name? Stop and come back in a few minutes. But
I mean, I think we can get through it.
Don't you? I'm saying we're gonna have to stop and come back for the extra minutes. What are you saying? Nah, because what you guys going to got some conversation with me. So go ahead.
But yeah, let's leave.
Let's leave that
where it's at. But as I was telling you earlier, the Lady Lab, I came across something that I thought was very interesting, and it piggybacks off how the government and everybody works. It's all about money. Pharmaceuticals, they tell you you're sick just to have you come in and take something just to keep coming back. It's all about money. Well, this one lady was like, what if certain diagnoses are natural, and we naturally have the gifts to learn how to deal with them or communicate with them, but we're just so quick to write it all as schizophrenia. This is what she said. And she made an interesting point that I can't stop thinking about. She's like, what if a person can be born with two consciousness? Like you have a set of twins that are born.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if somehow, like the twins before birth kind of mutated into one person, and now you have one person being born with another person mind consciousness living inside of them. And she described that as schizophrenia, and she says we look at that and say, oh, that person is crazy because they're talking to themselves. And she's like, spiritually, she said, what if that person is actually communicating with somebody else, and we see it as crazy? But what she said just made so much sense to me as in regards to the endless impossibilities of this world, because with everything that's just being exposed, and
you never know what to believe. And not even that,
I know what to believe, but I'm believing
that it's more out here. It is more out here. It's definitely more to that meets the eye. I definitely believe that the spiritual is way more realer than we think. Because all we're conditioned to believe is just in the natural, what we see. But that's the problem, because there's a lot of things that we can't see that are just as real as what we don't see. And I think if people stop trying to make that part seem like it's not real, then yeah. And like you said, I do believe, first of all, as of lately, we've been seeing, like I said, it's God's created some unique, different kind of people, unique people. Like it just amazes me the stuff that people can do daily, just even the mundane stuff, like or just period, like so many people are gifted. Like how we said earlier in the afternoon, we are gifted. So many people are talented with things that just is like, wow, like you can do that, or like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't put it past anybody that they can do something or that they are connecting with something. Now some people, now I do believe that sometimes certain things get hijacked by the spirit that a person may be dwelling in. And it could pervert a certain way they may do it or act with it. Because good and evil is in everybody. Mm-hmm. Good and evil is in the world. It's something that we can't escape. And that's one thing that people need to realize that, like, it's good and evil, baby. That's why it's good and bad. People doing bad. But, you know what I mean? That's why our world is right now being so plagued by the bad right now. It's crazy. Like, we're really living in even, because something even that I've been keeping an eye on that's been really bothering me too. It's just like you know, you hear about it, but with our foods and stuff, like how our foods, like if you're really not going to the right place to shop and get your foods, like you're really like, because it's been kind of giving me depression a little bit, knowing that we live in a country that is literally killing us, right, to a certain degree. Not a certain degree.
They are killing us.
Because certain products in our foods and certain things that we eat and consume is banned other places, and our country is still doing it just because it says that we can consume it. But like I said before on an episode, if you consume something in so many amounts and you keep on consuming it, because most things that we eat people love and are and become their favorite snack and become their favorite thing to eat, so they're going back to get it over and over again, no matter if it's healthy or if it's just something that they like. If a person eats for so much, their consequence is cancer, mm-hmm, or a disease or something that is, you know what I mean, not like these are made, we're made to have, it's like we're made to get these diseases, to depend on our government to make us quote unquote healthy, but they're not, because it's just something to keep us paying them more and more money just to keep it going until we eventually die off.
And that's the business and corporation of the United States.
Well, it's depressing. You can't eat nothing, bitch. Like even the vegetables, the fruits, the bananas that y'all keep eating from all these places that say 4011, they're genetically modified and used with and grown with pesticides, meaning that sooner or later they're going to keep messing up your gut health. They're going like it's messing with our minds. Because those you know, a lot of stuff that we eat also messes with our mind. Like the parasites, the stuff like that, they are putting stuff in us. Like, and if we're not careful,
and they're not even hiding it anymore.
Yeah, like, so it's really not that you can't talk about it, because they really are not hiding it no more. Like, this is how we learning about it, because people are talking about it, and this is why they want to probably ban places like, or ban stuff like TikTok and all that kind of stuff, because these platforms are really keeping us informed. And I thank God for this. Is where I said that it's a pro to have. Like, I love social media for stuff like this, because a lot of stuff we would not know if it wasn't for social media. You know what I'm saying? But I think even now, like, our food and stuff from the 90s is way different from the food that we have now. It's way different. Like, the food and stuff.
At least in the 90s, I could say it was more natural.
They were injecting our meats.
Natural. I remember, and it's crazy, because now, it's like, as much as I hated seeds, I wish there were more seeds.
You know that there's no seeds and it's not real.
That it's not real.
And I didn't know that. And I just found that out a couple years ago.
Wow. Yes.
That every vegetable, every fruit has a seed. Well, every flower has the seed. It has seed.
Every tree.
Because it has to grow from somewhere. Duh. So it has to have some kind of seed. You know what I'm saying?
And in that seed usually lies all the nutrients, you know, that it needs to sustain a full life. You know.
Because everything is grown from a seed. You have to plant the seed for it to grow. So, of course, yes. Right.
Just like Josephine planting them ditch.
Like a florist does. All right, listen, guys, we're about to come back because we gotta continue. We gotta come right back after this quick break. And we're back.
It almost full.
We're back, y'all. We're back. We're back. We're back. What's good? So yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Well, moving on into other territories. There's a black man that just got killed.
Wait, no, because before we go, because when we said it was talking about the little boy. Remember the black kid?
Well, a little black boy that got killed.
No, he didn't get killed. Remember, he survived. We were talking about the black boy. I forgot his name. Yes. He, this guy's name. Was it true?
I couldn't remember.
But anyway, it's the story of the white guy that shot that young black man, the young little, I think before he was no more than like 13 or 14, and he was he was going to go pick his sister up, but he didn't even go because what happened was because they thought the boy died, but the boy didn't die. He actually survived. But the older white man shot a younger black gentleman, a kid.
He shot a kid
who was supposed to be on his way to go get his sister.
He accidentally.
They said the first headline was that he went and knocked on the door, and the old man opened up the door and just shot him. But when the boy woke up out of his coma, he told them that thank God he was able to talk, and that's not but God. He was able to talk and tell them the side of the story that he never even got to the guy's door. When he stepped foot on his property, the white man came out his door, busted, and shot this boy in the head, and then shot him, I think, in the arm. Or
yeah, because he walked up onto the body instead of over him and shot him in.
But the guy is in custody. So that's good. The white man is in custody, and he's getting, but it's not. Well, because the boy isn't killed, but it's manslaughter. He tried to kill him. Or attempted murder or something. I don't think it's attempted murder. It's just manslaughter.
They're killing us because they're scared. We just don't know what they're scared of. They're scared. There's a black guy that
I don't think it's even that they just come because they're scared. Like, it's just like that's racial tension. Like you can tell that. And then which was even greater is the grandson of the grandfather spoke out and said that his grandfather is very racist. So it wasn't nothing that wasn't thought about. Like he did that on purpose. Like he doesn't like black people. This and the other. And see, those kind of racial people or people that are racist normally always have either grandchildren or like grandchildren or other parts of the family that start to come in that are either family members that deal with people that are the people that they're against, or they start to have grandkids that start having sex with these people and have grandbabies that are black or mixed or whatever. And it's like it's even funny, it's even prevalent, even just I think in any family, most of the people that have phobias of people normally wind up having them kind of same people in their atmosphere. Like they either become born, they become their children, their grandchildren, the niece and nephew, somebody that they want to bring it in, somebody that's close to them, or just something in that realm.
I think it not only happens naturally, but also with the times too. Because if we think about it, Grandpa may have been brought up in the 40s. You know what I mean?
He was definitely brought up when it was that time. That's why he's racist. That's what he was saying.
But it's just
it's sad. But thank God the boy. We do not have his name. I'm so sorry, y'all, because that happened over a week ago. But this was one of the stories that we would have been talking about, and we had recorded last week, but we didn't. But I didn't write his name down. But it's definitely been all over the place. So I know you guys will know that we're talking about it. But yes, the young man definitely survived. It's going to be a long recovery for that man, for that young boy. But thank God that he's okay. You know what I mean? Thank God that he's okay. But it's still messed up. That boy had future ahead of him. It still does.
That's why I say them people are evil. And call me what you like, but those people are evil. You have to have some type of nothing living in your body to just
Shoot a kid.
Shoot a kid.
Like, no reason.
To go to shoot up a dang store. Yeah. Y'all. Evil. I'm calling a spade a spade. It's just evil.
You know what you're saying about the black guy here?
Another one of our kings. Shot dead. Unarmed.
Go on.
Shot dead over 20 times, unarmed, in the emergency room, in a hospital. It's just.
For what? Where was it at?
At this point in America.
The land of the free, right? The land of, I don't know what. I don't.
The land, the
Because it really is becoming a point where it's like stuff is really coming to life. Like, even though we've been talking about it or people like, but it's coming like to life now. Like, we're really like how you said with that. Well, we were talking about that fat now, all that stuff. Like, that stuff is scary. Like, even though it's coming, it's scary to know that they want so much control over us that they're going to these limbs, and it's not our fault that our government has been the one behind all of these malicious, those scandals, and all these things. Y'all doing this stuff. We just living here. We just live here and pay rent and pay taxes.
We shouldn't even be doing
and we
that.
should get.
We shouldn't be doing that. What are we paying for?
What are we paying for?
Why we gotta pay for water and the water was here before anybody? It's enough of water for nobody to ever have to go without water being shut off nowhere. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, for real. Why are we paying for?
You're sitting up on the chair talking about make them pay for this free stuff. What?
For real though, it's like basic necessities. Like basic necessities that we have to pay for.
That's who our people is coming back for. That them sitting on the high chairs talking about, okay, cut the water off and that's enough for that.
Yeah, because they say one day that's gonna be a currency soon. Water, like they saying that it's gonna be like it's gonna because for real they cutting. Oh my god, for real, like it's getting bad. Like it's gonna be something like as.
But you're right though. You know what I thought about today when I was brushing my teeth, trying to get the sickness out of the back of my face. I was like, is this water still contaminated?
They wouldn't tell you. They wouldn't tell you.
The water's still contaminated. I'm taking showers. I got a little extra bumps. I don't know from the water. The water's still contaminated here, y'all.
Some people say allegedly.
I know. I gotta say allegedly.
Yeah, let's see.
The water's still contaminated.
But you can't put a past them. And we living in a cruel, like these people are cruel.
And you know how cruel.
And if you don't care, like I don't know, like you said, if you don't care a little bit about what's going on, then you have no type of, because it's like, and then our babies are coming up on this stuff. Like I said, yeah, we came up on some things, but they're really coming up on a new everything. Like the food, like that's why, because again, going back to a lot of the millennials being parents now, a lot of our young 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds being parents and not wanting to be like how our parents were. So they want to be the cool moms and dads, letting the kids just throwing a laptop in their face or throwing a tablet in their face and put them in the corner, or just giving them candy and all kinds of things just to shut them up. Not realizing that all these candies, all this stuff that we like y'all giving, all these distractions, they're trying to keep them distracted from y'all so y'all can do what y'all want to do and be on scrolling up and down Facebook all day. That's all y'all doing. Facebook, Instagram, and all these places. And y'all just don't want to be bothered. These kids are ingesting stuff that is hazardous to their bodies. Not just mentally. Right, just not mentally, but physically, emotionally, spiritually, are just digesting things from this world that is like hazardous to them. And a lot of things that are hazardous right now are things that we can't see. That's the scary thing. Because we're used to what we can see, so we can call it by what it is. So we can say, oh, that's what it is, because you can see what it is. They're hitting us now with stuff you can't see. Like I said, like these new wars and stuff like that, it's going to be biochemical wars. It's going to be things that, like I said, stuff that through our banking systems, you know what I'm saying, through our supply, like stuff you can't see. Like bacteria.
Like the spiritual war and why our kings keep getting killed and shot and it's almost like, not a day goes by. If a day goes by where if not a day goes by where a black man don't die, it's a problem.
Being stranger ain't that.
It's sad. This is the
Not a
reality.
day go by where a black man don't die.
Welcome to America.
Why are you laughing?
You know what that I just live here. I mean, I'm just
No, but it's not.
I feel like a tourist
like,
at this
like,
point.
we're not laughing, but we just because it's just a rhyme. But
Right, it's a rhyme.
not funny.
And
I
live by the mantra. I live in the world. I'm not with the world. You know, I recognize. Right, I recognize. I see the world in a way where a lot of people doesn't, and it leaves somebody like me lonely and anxiety.
Anxiety is to the roof
of the time, very much, because I see the world for what it is according to my eyes. You know, and if it seems dark, then
it's dark.
It's dark.
Because a lot of this stuff, like I said, a lot of this stuff is having effects on our mental. Like this, like that's why some people going crazy. Because a lot of this stuff, like I said, it's just not physical, y'all. Like seriously, take it serious. Like a lot of this stuff is taking over our mentals in our insides, like in this slowly but surely deteriorating.
Right, and we have
things, and we're not like understanding. Like,
you know, everybody. I feel like I'm one of those people, and I used to be, but I'm one of those people now that I'm happy a lot. I smile a lot, not because I'm hiding any pain or I'm hurting anymore like I did when I was young. But I do it a lot because it's not. I don't get it a lot. I don't get it a lot. I don't see it enough. I don't see enough people smiling for real, for real.
Nobody,
you know, cracking a good laugh, joking. You know what I mean? And the irony is because I go out and party here and there. The irony for me is I hear more laughing in the devil's playground than I do walking life with y'all. You know what I mean? To the point where it's so bad. It's so bad, you know. Yesterday, me and this person dang near had a standoff because the person, I don't know if they didn't.
What were you there yesterday?
What was that yesterday?
Who goes to the ball?
Oh yeah, I did go to the Olympic ball yesterday.
But it is pin relay. It is pin relay in Philly this weekend. And Gay Pride, Black Gay Pride.
Mm-hmm.
But what I know, I was at the ball too.
Oh,
that's another story.
Not you was at the ball.
Listen, anyway, and they thought I was there, right?
They thought you was there. They even thought I was lying about who I was, but
I was there. But anyway, but that's what you're saying.
Yeah. It gets bad, you know, even down to the people where you can't even say excuse me to people anymore. Like, somebody was damn near giving me a look of stare. There's plenty of room on the sidewalk, you know. But go around. You just walk right into me. And it just makes me think about what you just said. Effing robots. You people have completely lost the ability to think for yourselves where you can't even protect yourself. You just know how to attack. It's like pressing a power button on. The only thing you know how to do is attack. The only thing you know how to do is what you're programmed to do. You know? And again, I'm just somebody who sits here in the world watching it. And I call it what it is. I'm not quiet. I'm cautious. It's a difference. You know, I learned to protect my energy. I'm learning to keep it protected.
Yeah, because that's gonna be.
I'm somebody who appreciates every single person, place, and thing in my life. Every single person, place. I care about where we go and make memories. I care about the people I invest in because I'm not a kid. You know, and I think
you're not a kid, but you have a kid-like spirit that I like because you really do go places wanting to enjoy it. You know, like when we was in New York, like seeing you in your element, having fun. Like you really go these places to enjoy people. You love to meet new people. You have a genuine way about new things, like or just experiencing stuff. So it's very childlike, like how a child goes to their favorite place and they be like, oh. Like, oh my gosh, this is where, you know, like, I always catch you give that, like, when we go, you know, as being as though, you know, we've been in such a personal space with each other lately. It's good seeing how happy you get when we go to new places or new things or try new things or, stuff like that. So we really do have that.
And it's real. It's real. I used to go places with people, and it sucks being the only one excited about it. It's kind of like
why do we got? Why do we even plan this? If I'm gonna be the only one hype about it.
That's why I said, like, in our affirmations, we are thankful. I'm starting to, every day I wake up now, I make sure that's the first thing off my lips, and I'm gonna just let y'all in on a little transparency. The first thing, and to each his own, to everyone. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Spirit. That is the first thing off my lips. Even if before, and I'm gonna tell you exactly when it comes. When your consciousness turns on, and right before you flip over to the other side, that's when I say it. Because I know I'm woke. I just know I don't want to get up or open my eyes, but I know I'm woke, and I feel like right then and there.
Thank you, consciousness. Thank you, Spirit, for waking me up. Thank you, Lord, for me. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up.
It's
new day. Yeah, because I think people don't understand, like, we have to really be thankful. Like, we are fully fighting the spiritual battle now, but I think just in life, period, like, we need God. We need God. We need to understand that it's more that's getting us through. It's not just us. It's more, you know what I'm saying? And
it ain't that lit.
It ain't that, no. It ain't that. It ain't none of that stuff that you doing, like, and we have to realize, like I said, because a lot of people just wake up and grab their phone.
And go. Wake up and go.
Wake up and grab their phone. They ain't even thought about, like I said, and for me, I personally, I've learned to stop picking up unless I'm checking to see what time it is. But I don't, and I eat, like, because even if I see a notification, I won't answer my notifications till after I finish praying, doing my little devotional, and all that. Once I finish that, then that's when I give my phone a look at. But other than that, like you said, I wake up, say thank you. As soon as my feet hit my ground, as soon as the feet hit the ground, I go grab my Bible, my little devotional book. I indulge for about a good half an hour, almost hour. Sometimes it depends on the timing. Depends on what it's given. I'm trying to be more consistent on just making it a little bit longer sometimes because I know I can kind of. But I do make sure that I give thanks.
And I think you'll get there with the long. With what you're doing in regards to what I feel like what we're saying is sometimes we need to disconnect from the world. We need to disconnect from our attachments, even if it's for temporary. To piggyback off what you said, I found myself, it's a habit now that I don't take my phone if I have to walk to the store, if I have to walk bougie, and that's usually about, it can go for a half hour tops depending on where I'm going.
But it don't need to go to everywhere no more.
It don't need to go anywhere. And I want to challenge anybody that's listening. Just try to weigh the anxiety that you have just parting from one of your personal attachments to one of your devices. Even if it's not a device from a certain hobby,
fast. Fast.
Yeah.
Basically,
a quick fast.
Sometimes it's good, like I said, fast. I think we should find a way to fast weekly or however many days you do it in different ways. Like I said, sometimes from food, sometimes from, like you say, your favorite things that you love to do. Like either it's hot, like I say, your hobbies, smoking, drinking, eating, shop. Because everybody has a vice. Mm-hmm. Everybody has something that they constantly do that takes their mind off of reality. And then they love to do something they're kind of addicted to. I think everybody has something they're addicted to.
That's true.
And I do believe to keep violence in the world, like you said, to keep violence and to keep our minds steady, or just to even be able to receive and to conceive and to see there are things, it is good to sometimes say, you know what, today I'm put my phone down for certain, even if it's not all day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put my phone down for probably 2 or 3 hours, or for just the morning, or for the half part of the day.
And if you're a beginner,
well, I'm not going to take it to bed with
maybe it's for 5 minutes. But I think that's one of the primary keys.
Well, I'm sorry
to be a whole.
Man, me being, I'm gonna pick a little bit, 5 minutes.
I'm gonna say it because there are some people who really can't do it. Just like there are some people who don't know how to spend time by themselves.
Sure.
So look, every minute counts if you can't do it. Because sometimes 2 hours to somebody who can't do it is kind of like, oh, Really figures. Give me the consequences. You know.
Right. No, but some people really can't. Though. Some people can't put their phone down. As long as
but I think it's a sense of wholeness. You know, when you can actually tell yourself, when you actually can recognize in yourself that you need rest, that we need rest. If we don't get rest, you know what I mean, then we run it off of fumes, and maybe that's what a lot of our.
If we don't get rest, we won't be our best.
But that's real.
No shade. If we don't get rest, you won't be at your best.
Yeah. If you won't get your rest,
if you don't get your rest, you won't be at your best.
If you don't get your rest, you won't be at your best. And that's real though. That's real. I rest all the time. What do you do for self-care? Like rest, like.
Well, as of lately, because I don't do anything pretty much. Like, so like everything is like when I
everything's boiling up.
Well, what I mean is
like how do you?
I kind of don't really have too many busy. Like my life is not busy like how it used to be. Like besides work, but as far as like decompressing from work and stuff like that, as of right now, my self-care is kind of just like honestly, I really don't really have like a regimen, to be honest. I kind of, for me, just come home, kind of have my herbal refreshments. Probably click on the tube for a couple minutes to watch something. Take a nice hot bath. I haven't really been. That's why I said at this point I haven't really been indulgent in. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been taking my self care as like
you said a bath or a shower.
I like baths, but or baths and then showers. I think you should take a bath and then a rinse off, which is it don't gotta be no real shower, like 5-6 minutes. I mean, you shouldn't be that good. But if you are in the tub for 7 hours, but if you are in, by me as far as if you're in the tub already and you've been soaking and washing your stuff off, then when you get up, it should be an extra wash but then a rinse. You don't gotta add extra 15-20 minutes just for no rinse from you being in the tub. But I do believe that every time you get out the bed, you should take a shower too. I'm a bath girl. I love baths.
That's dope. Maybe I'll ask AI that.
But I need to start. I was telling myself, but I haven't been doing it, and it sucks. But I do need to start getting like more massages, and like definitely more back massages than foot massages, due to the work that I do, because I'm like on my feet all the time and I walk a lot, and I catch myself being a little tense too, in certain areas. So I think I do want to start being more conscious of my self care though, because I don't think I do. I think I care about too many other things and people instead of myself, and that should be the first. That needs to be the first thing that I need to do as self care. Is worry about myself.
Yeah, and I learned that the more you put into yourself, the more the other things will fall into place. The people you're supposed to meet, the things you're supposed to do, the distractions that go from distractions to leads.
Well, guys, we're gonna wrap it on up.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in to another installment and another episode of Transparent Energy with your hostess, the Mostesses.
I'm Bambi D.
And it's Short B. And until next time, love, light, laughter. Be good to each other. Treat each other with kindness. Do something nice for somebody besides yourself.
That was a good, quiet storm voice that you just gave.
But love, light, laughter.
Air, transparent energy, deep podcast.
But see you guys.